Hello, my name is Walter Johnson, and this is my vlog assignment number 3. This week I am discussing The Dangers of a Single Story by Arditi, and I have also read Asian America by Sonia Shah. Once again, The Dangers of a Single Story, a good TED piece. I love TED, and I'll admit, yeah, actually, I agree with a lot of what she had to say. Uh, my perceptions of Africa and Asia were, by all means, very, very, very different than they were after I started going to college and got my degree in liberal arts. That really opened up my mind, because when one thinks of Africa, they do think of poor, HIV, malaria, and all sorts of diseases and wars and chronic illnesses and death. But that's not true. Well, I mean, it is, but that's not all there is about Africa. Because when you think of Africa, you think of that, but people don't realize that the birthplace of the human culture was in Africa. I mean, Egypt's in Africa, and that's where the civilization started. We have all sorts of historical data that points to how great Africa once was, and still is to a certain extent. The culture there is just phenomenal, but if you only listen to what the media or what is aired on American TV, you do get a single story, and sadly, a single story is more often than not about tragedy. And reading Asia America, it's the same thing, you think about Asia, what you think of the 2011 Japanese tsunami, you think of Tiananmen Square protest of 1989, you just think of hardship, death, you think of the Chinese buying out America's debt and trying to underpower our economy, undermine our economy is what I meant to say. But the thing is if you just listen to what one source has to say, you do get a single story. You don't get the whole picture, because there's a lot of Japanese culture, there's a lot of Chinese culture that goes on all the time, and it's just wonderful. The art, the literature. I mean, I personally believe the biggest barrier is the language barrier, which has been the biggest blocker of cultural exchange for a majority of Americans from other countries and cultures. Problem also, isn't just across the oceans. It's also here in America with our neighbors. One thinks of Mexico, they think of poor workers who come across to America for a better life because their country has nothing but poverty and war going on. That's not true. I mean, yeah, there is war going on with the drug cartels, but that's not Mexico. That's just American media again. And problem with American media these days is that most American media is owned by 6 major corporations, so you only hear what they want to tell you. And that's why I encourage everybody to go out and explore these diverse nations and cultures see what they have to offer other than what American media has to say.